This is trenches. I have such a busy day today, so I had to get up at 5:45 to do this 8k run. But you know, these are the realities of doing marathon training with a full-time job. But I thought, start my week off in a really hard way, and it can only get easier from here. So we're heading out now. It is freezing cold. Let me just quickly show you fit. So obviously, Arc'teryx beanie, Gymshark Gilet 247 long sleeve top, and then I've got Gymshark joggers, and of course the Bondi 9s. Underneath these Gymshark shorts I have got a pair of half tights, just because I don't like wearing boxers when I run, and obviously a lot of the tights have like an internal brief, I guess. Right, stop yapping, I need to go on this run. This is going to be cold, this is going to be hard, this is going to be miserable, but this is literally everything that encapsulates marathon training. As much as I was lying in bed this morning, really didn't want to get out. Tomorrow is technically a rest day, but I'm going to go to the gym. I was really tempted to be like, right, today be my rest day, and tomorrow I'll do my 8k, but I was like, no, you've literally set the alarm to do it. How angry you'll be at yourself all day if you don't go out and do it. So I just did, just before I could even think about it, I just got out of bed, went to the bathroom, put my contacts on. That's the thing, I put a little question box up last week, and someone asked me, how do you drag yourself out at this sort of time? My answer to that is, you just tell yourself you have to, and how much it will benefit your day. Think about afterwards rather than in the moment, and that's the way I always look at it. Completing an 8k run before 7 a.m, there is no smug feeling like it. Look for the reason as to why you want to do it rather than the reason that you don't want to do it, because the reason why I want to do this is it's done, I'll feel amazing about myself for the rest of the day, and I can keep my week as I meticulously planned it. I think a lot of people assume that people training for marathons just do it willy-nilly, but you have to find the time to do these random 8k easy runs, which will take you 45 minutes to an hour. We're 3 kilometers in, heart rate 145 because I'm speaking, but it was around 130. Just arriving to Victoria Park. Pace is currently sitting at 6. Nice, easy. A lot of people probably have questions as to why easy runs are so important. So essentially working out with your heart rate below a certain number, for me it's 158 beats per minute. You build up your aerobic base. I try and keep on these easy runs at my heart rate between 140 to 150. Never really like going over the 150 mark, but sometimes it happens, not the end of the world. Pace wise, it usually clocks in at around 610 to 620. I could probably look at that and go, oh, that's far too slow for me. For someone wanting to get a 3:30 marathon, I should be running quicker. No, doesn't matter. It builds up that fitness, which is why when I was doing my challenge, I want to say a good 290 of the kilometers, my heart rate was below 140. So by the end of it, I built up such an amazing base, which I think has helped starting this marathon block. If you don't currently do any easy runs, every run you go out and do, because I used to be the same. Literally, even last marathon block, I look back to it, I made so many mistakes. There were so many things I did that were just so dumb. Can't really see it, but it is about to be the most beautiful sunrise. Alright, we're all finished. It was one of them ones, like, you know when you have that Sunday like motivation where you're like, right, I'm gonna do this, and then you never do it. It was so nice to actually do it. Because there's so many times I've told myself when I've had a busy day that I'm gonna get up at like 5:30, 5:45 and do my run before I have my busy shit go on. It's actually so nice to actually follow through with it. Okay, let's go through the stats. 8 kilometers run, 48:55 activity time, really solid amount of time on the feet. Average pace 6:06, which is good. Average heart rate 141. Aerobic endurance, the metric that we're after today, 70% of the run was in that, and then the other 30% was in recovery, so it was even lower than aerobic endurance. So genuinely the perfect easy run today. Max heart rate of 158, which, as I said, is that threshold I give myself as my kind of like max aerobic number. Probably wondering why I'm just like crouched behind the wall. It's because I have to balance my camera somewhere. For those interested in cadence, I never really look at this, but my average was 163. Pretty ploddy. All done for the day. Let's crack on with a busy day. Okay, so I remember someone commented for me to put Skia into my smoothie, so that's exactly what I'm going to do. I've got no banana today, so I thought I need to kind of like fill it up a bit more. I've got Skia, almond milk, peanut butter, oats, protein powder, and I'm going to put a bit of Manuka honey in there as well. Quite a random mix. I've never done
anything quite like that before. I think this is about 200 grams of skier. I have no idea how much protein's in this, but if you've got an idea, comment below, because I can't be asked to work it out. The hunt for a gym continues. We are at a slightly more expensive option today. What I'm doing, they've got a 3-day pass for 15 quid, which is really good, by the way. But the annoying thing is, it's not 3 sessions, it's 3 days. This one, I think, is 70 quid a month. It includes gym access, it includes sauna, steam room. I think they've got a steam room, but definitely sauna, and then all of the classes as well. And they have like an outdoor kind of terrace on the canal where you can do like high rocks classes and stuff in the summer and things like that, which is really cool. So they've got loads of good class options. So yeah, I mean, to be fair, it's a bit more expensive than the leisure centre. The leisure centre I think was 50 a month with swimming and gym. It's currently 8:10. I start work at 10. It's probably like a 20-minute journey from work. We'll do like a 45-minute to an hour session. But I've got high hopes for this. I've heard good things. Let's just hope it's not one of these places that, because it's quite small, it gets too busy, but it is quite a niche gym, so I'm hoping that it's okay. Yeah, let's see how I get on. I need to finish my coffee before I go in, and yeah, the bus just randomly terminated, so I've had to walk like 10 minutes, which is really irritating because the bus was supposed to drop me outside. That's such a privileged thing to say, isn't it? I just had a tour around. Mate, it's 8:20 and it's so quiet, which is an amazing sign. And I've just like scanned, and there's like 3 squat racks free. Unbelievable. So yeah, buzzing with that. It looks really nice. The people here are lovely as well. Well, that was a massive success. I'm very, very happy with that. Loads of squat racks, loads of functional areas. Yeah, sick. Nice showers, sauna, literally everything you need. The main thing I've always wanted from a gym is it just to be not too busy. When you're trying to have a productive session, you're having to wait to go on stuff. Mission accomplished. Also, it was a very productive session as well. Danny set me, oh yeah, I haven't explained this. Danny Breeze, my mate, he is my strength and conditioning like PT, and he set me a first session, just legs obviously, and to ease me back into it. Yeah, really good. Smashed through it all, and I'm sure I'll be really aching later or tomorrow morning. Okay, so today, the session I'm doing this morning, I was supposed to do last night, tempo session, and it is a progressive run. So we've got only 5k to do, so it should only take me like 25 minutes or so. And it starts off a conversational, then 440, then 420, then 405, I think. So yeah, it's only like 1k at each of those, which is cool. But I just wanted to say, I posted this week you're watching that vlog. I posted last week's vlog last night. And the reaction has just been so sick for these videos. Honestly, I did not expect it. I genuinely expected me to post them every week as kind of like a personal thing, for them to get like 500 views to 1,000 views, and like that'll be that. But like, you lot seem to be really liking them, and like there seems to be loads of new people sticking about, which is sick. So I told myself 2025 is the year I start taking YouTube a bit more seriously and pump a bit more time into it. And people are watching these before going on their long runs. People are watching these to kind of get inspiration to go out and do their training, or just like watching along whilst doing what I'm doing pretty much. So the way I like to look at it is, I would have loved to have watched something like this on YouTube when I was training for my first marathon. I think that's the best way to put it. Got actually quite a busy morning today. I've got chiropractor at 10:30, my first ever chiropractor session. Essentially, I just want to check where my body's at. Yesterday, I was so stiff from the gym, and my legs still feel cooked today. But I mean, that's what happens when you don't do a leg day for like 2 months. First rep done, 440. That was so tough. Well, that was the first failed run on my training block. And it feels like shit. It feels like absolute shit, but I did make some mistakes for today. I woke up too late and I didn't fuel, and I was doing a progressive run, so I should have fueled. So that was my first mistake. The second mistake was my legs still felt so heavy. So I think what I did is I went too hard in my first leg session back, and it's just massively affected. It just felt so slow. It felt really, really heavy. But yeah, not ideal, but we move, we live, we learn. 5.5k done, activity time 26 minutes, average pace isn't important, but it was 4:45. Right. Average heart rate was 159, so I had more in the tank cardio wise, my body just didn't have it. Max heart rate 178. To be fair, we expected it to be higher with the way I felt. Yeah, let's just go through the splits real quick. First rep needed to be around the 440 mark, I got 442. Second rep needed to be around the 420 mark, and I got 427, and then the third rep should have been around the 415, the 405 mark actually, and it was 428, so massively missed the mark today. We go again. If you got any tips on how to avoid getting heavy legs, then let me know, because I want to keep the S&C up and I want to build up my strength. Maybe it's just because my legs aren't strong enough and it's just a shock to the system. I'm sure it is that, to be fair. I'm sure it literally is the case of me just needing to get my legs stronger, and once they're stronger, we'll be good.
How does your running week normally look?
Probably like 2 easy runs,
Yeah.
3 when we have a run club, which is like every other weekend.
Yeah.
1 like hard session, I'd say, and then 1 long run.
Any previous running issues? So you've mentioned that sort of gastroc, sort of Achilles.
Yeah, that is all I can think of off
Is
the
that
top
on
of
the
my
right or
head.
left or both?
That was on, I want to say it was on the right, but then my hamstring main issue has been on the left. I don't know how much of it is mental and how much of it is like actual physical.
Yeah.
But when I was getting the lower hamstring thing,
Yeah.
like random points in the day, I just like feel my knee, but like never anything that painful. It's just like I feel it.
You
Do
feel
know what I'm
it.
saying? Like a 3 out of 10 sort of vibe.
So the thing with muscles is they get the trigger points, they get stressed out in themselves.
Yeah.
This builds up this area of muscle within it, which becomes a little bit tended to press, and that's when we start feeling it in the muscle bulk, right?
Yeah.
And these can radiate out. And they can create symptoms anywhere, essentially. But like a common place for the hamstring to go down to would be the knee.
Mhm.
So that's where you feel a little bit of sensation in there, and a little bit of, not instability, but you feel like your knee is a little bit out of whack
Yeah.
compared to like your hamstring feeling
Mhm.
tightness. It's the same everywhere. I mean, quite a lot of muscles referring to sort of your mid-scapular region.
Mm-hmm.
So it could be like where all their sort of physios, whatever, they're trying to assess sort of where your rhomboids are sitting and how
Yeah.
they're doing, when actually you need to be looking sort of
Mhm.
at your upper traps. So a load of range of things. Similar to that Achilles pain, it's like quite a good one to use. It's the fact it's actually the muscle bulk, it's not the Achilles.
Mhm,
If you
yeah.
start rubbing out your Achilles and you start really like getting metal into there and whatnot, you need to be doing it into the muscle bulk,
Yeah.
not that Achilles tendon, because
Yeah.
that's painful.
So like with the lower hamstring, it's probably glute, I guess.
It could be glute, it could be hamstring as well.
Right,
So it's
right.
having that whole like kinematic chain and sort of
Yeah.
looking at that posterior sort of chain work.
Yeah.
And I want you to push up into my hands and kick up. Amazing.
Feel like the left hammy.
You feel that in the left hammy?
Mm-hmm.
Because you're trying to stabilize on that side a little bit there. Now try and sort of kick down into my hand. Great. And relax like that. Everything's recruiting there.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
try to like push me up apart.
Yeah.
And then we'll go up on this side as well.
Right.
You just hold that leg there for me.
Yeah.
And push up into this side. Great.
Funny enough, I don't have to stabilise on the right
So you're
side.
not recruiting as much.
No.
And push down slightly for me. So that it's possibly not firing as much as the other side.
Yeah.
How do you feel when we're sort of pushing down there?
Like a little bit in the hamstring,
A little bit
but
in the
nothing
hamstring.
crazy.
Yeah. So it could be the fact that, so I hate using the words strong and weak.
Yeah.
I think that's so like detrimental to anybody's
Sure.
health journey. So it could be the fact that our quads are sort of over firing on this side, and that's putting more tension into sort of, or the hamstring isn't doing as much work as what we'd like it to be doing as well. So we could sort of look at that, sort of activate the hamstring a little bit more on this side. It's definitely something we can do. How does that feel going walking through here?
Yeah, kind of similar to the last side, maybe a bit more in the hip,
Yeah.
but
On the outside or the inside of the hip?
kind of outside.
Outside.
Yeah.
We go into here. How's that? Fine again. That goes pretty far now. And we're gonna go across
Yeah, I mean, nothing feels like it hurts, but if I can feel it here.
into that.
Yeah.
We'll come down there. And if you turn to face this way for me. Perfect. I'll have a little look at that.
Nice one, man.
It's been an
Thanks so
absolute
much.
pleasure,
It's
Cal.
a pleasure, bro. It's 7:15 on Friday morning, and today I have a session that's really wound me up. It's really annoyed me that I'm having to accommodate this bizarre metric, but we're doing mile repeats. Why did I say repeats? It's mile repeats. Anyway, that's what's on my runner plan today. I've got to do 11k, and 4 of it, not 4 of it, way more than 4. But essentially I've got to do 4 reps in the middle of 1.6k at 4:05 pace. It's essentially a tempo run in miles. Miles, I'm your biggest hater. I'm sorry if you're called Miles and you're watching this. Izzy and I are going to run to Victoria Park. She's going to do her session. I think she's doing a 12k easy run. And I've got... What is it?
Race pace practice.
Okay, Izzy's got a 12k race pace practice run, and then we'll come home and get ready for the day. Okay, fit check. Starting from the top, the representative for 7 beanie. Underneath here, we've got my runner New York long sleeve. Gymshark gilet, Pure Sport half tights. Now, these are genuinely, I don't think they sell them anymore, but these are the best half tights I own. A pocket here for my phone. Pocket here when I put my camera in. On feet, Hoka Match X2. Got the nylon plate in, so a bit of responsiveness.
Okay, we're out. My legs do still feel a bit heavy from that gym session, but they're okay. In 100 meters, I'm gonna have to leave you. I've got a walking rest before my first rep. Best of luck.
Hey, have fun.
First mile in, 4:11 kilometer pace. Don't know what that is in miles. Needs to be between 3:55 and 4:15, so next few need to be a bit quicker. Second mile rep, average pace of 4:07 per kilometre, so a bit faster. Third mile, 4:01 per kilometre, I think. That was really good, that was so much stronger. I really felt like I got into my rhythm during that one. Just one more to go. Final mile rep, 4:07 per kilometre. That was tough, that was really tough. It was pain, but it wasn't like I'm dying, if you know what I mean. Ended up being a real rush leaving the house just because I got to get to work. Yeah, really happy with that. It was a really good session, felt strong. Just the jarring distance to run. 1.6k is just so weird. Obviously it's not weird, it's a mile, but you know what I'm saying. Like mentally it's a bit of a weird one.
Morning. Oh, lads. Oh, this isn't good, lads. Yesterday, I started getting a scratchy throat. And now we're here today. And I don't feel too great. So I'm gonna listen to my body, but we've got Run Club today. It's just a really, really chilled 5k. I'm gonna see how I feel after this, and then the rest of the day I've got no plans. So I'm so looking forward to that because I genuinely can't remember the last day I've had where I've just done nothing. Doing a bit of laptop admin, watching the football all day, and just chilling out. So really excited for that, and hopefully I feel a little bit better. I've dosed myself up. Echinacea, cold and flu, ginger shots. Tomorrow I've got a 20-kilometer hill run around Richmond Park with a lad called Cooper Berry. So I really hope I don't have to cancel on him. But obviously I will listen to my body, and if I feel more ill than this, I will not do it because that's just stupid. We need to leave any second because otherwise we're going to be late again. Yeah, as organisers, we cannot be late. It's a pretty miserable day. We get the worst luck with weather. We've had like 2 good Run Club weather days. It is what it is. At least it's not raining, it's just a bit wet underfoot. So also, Izzy got sent some really cool new shoes. Have a look at these. What are they, Saucony Hurricanes?
Yeah, they're so nice. I love the colourway. I think they're my new favourite trainer.
They've got like a yellow undersole, but then they've got the pink accents on the...
Yeah, and the baby blue.
That's so... Oh, is this baby blue? Nice.
Yeah.
Look who's here.
Come on, put me out on. I'm ready to go.
You got Watford today?
Yeah, it's Sunderland at 12:30. I've got to go back for it. We've got to be quick.
It's genuinely so amazing to see this thing grow every week. Every time we show up, there's more new faces, and it's just unreal. Probably like 30 people here today. So good. Makes me feel very, very happy. Back from Run Club. It's about 6 hours later, I can't lie. Currently like 4 p.m. Just having a nice chilled day. Sometimes they're needed. I've got a load of like laptop admin I can do. Editing, all of that good stuff. Get ahead on some stay in it bits, which I'll talk to you about in a sec. I'm going to order myself a curry tonight. Also, when I got back from Run Club, I took this delivery. Nocco have sent me all of these drinks, so big shout out to them. And then also I got a whole box of Barbells bars. But yeah, those Nocco drinks are class. They've sent me a load of flavours. Yeah, so let me talk to you about a couple Stay In It bits, because for those of you who don't know, Stay In It is Izzy and I's Run Club, which we host. Let me get this set up properly. Let me put a cap on because my hair is not playing ball today. Yeah, for those who don't know, Stay In It is Izzy and I's Run Club, and we're wanting this year to really build it out and expand on what we have. Obviously, loads of run clubs make merch. That's something I understand is a completely crowded market. But there's also a place for it when you have people that come to your run club each week and just want to be involved in the community. We've got such an engaged community, and it's been so sick building it out and like getting to know everyone that comes along. I understand it's not incredibly accessible in a sense that we're situated in like northeast London, and some people who are watching this might be located in different parts of the country, but we're working on that. We're going to try and come up with some ways to do a few bits and bobs around the country, similar to when we went to Australia, but just on a much smaller scale. So if there is demand, Manchester, Birmingham, Edinburgh, Cardiff, I don't know, wherever, I don't know, all over the UK, let me know. Just comment below like where you're based, and if you want a run club, then that'd be great. One thing Izzy and I have wanted to do, as I said, is create some sort of merchandise for the brand. And with coming up with merchandise, you need to think of branding, and you need to think of, you know, suppliers and all of that good stuff. I have just got through some sock samples. I'm going to show you some of the samples we got through, but Lola has kindly sat on 2 of them. Do you mind moving? Gonna move you out the way. Sorry, my love. There we go. Good girl. Right, so first up, as I said, these are polyester socks, and these actually are Soars running socks. Now, these look so nice. They've got like a padded bit on the balls of the feet and the heel. They've got a navy and a white. And then these ones, I can't really, obviously, I don't know this brand, We Trust. It could just be a placeholder logo, I'm not sure. But the next one, I'm pretty certain this is UVU's sock. Like I'm pretty certain this is the template they use. These here, because you can kind of see this. I don't know whether it's just the toe text that's throwing me off. I'm not sure. But yeah, I think this is just a placeholder graphic on there. But these are also really nice. They're just a bit thinner. But we also got some more sustainable options as well, because that's something we want to be really conscious of. So we've got a polyamide with enhanced biodegradability. Just off initial touch, it feels nice. Bio-based from castor oil, it says. These feel a little bit thinner, but again, they don't feel too different to like the ones that I said look like UVU. And then we have, these are recycled polyamide, so a recycled material. I know what none of this means, but these look like they have some sort of elastication around the top of the foot. I really want to, in Paris and London, be repping my own clothing, and probably not going to be possible with half tights in the time, but if I can get my own singlet designed with the Stay In It branding on, with a concept, then that'll be sick. And that's just a target of mine. It has been since we sort of first started discussing the idea of merch, like in December. Yeah, we'll see where it goes. I want this to be a wholesome community, and I really love the idea that building something that people take an interest in, they want to be part of the journey. I think what Marcus and Sean have done with Minted is unreal. There's so many other great innovators and creators out there that have taken this whole creator, brand, collaborative thing, and they've moved it forward. So many things on my mind that I want to do this year. And yeah, just like in these vlogs, bringing you guys along as well. A little life lesson for you. You want to take risks. Difficult one against Nottingham Forest. But I've got 20k tomorrow. I'm being all dramatic, but I should probably come clean. I've got a Pasanda. I'm not really a spicy curry man, I can't lie. You got 10 where there's someone that's able to order the hottest curry at the curry house. And then you've got me, I'm probably like a 6, I'd say. As I've got no long run this week, I thought what I'd do is do a little Q&A. I put a message box out on my Insta. You lot asked some questions. I also put a Q&A box on my runner community. So if you don't know what that is, if you've ever used my runner code, then you'll be automatically placed into, well, a community, essentially like a shared space where everyone can put their runs, they can put any questions, they can put talking points. You might want to ask what the best running shoes are, then everyone in the community can jump in and tell you the best ones. It's almost like a forum, I guess. I put a question box out and you lot asked some great questions, to be fair, but let's kick things off. What equipment do you use? Now, I'm just going to answer the tech equipment that I use. Watch. I've got the Coros Pace Pro. I'm very fortunate they did send it to me. Previously, I had a Garmin Forerunner 165, which I did really like, but it did just feel a little bit like I did want to go into more depth with the stats and things, and I always liked the look of the Coros interface. I was going to make the switch anyway. It's a really powerful watch. There's lots of great features on it, and it's also got an amazing screen and a really long battery life. Just an example, okay? I charged this. I want to say I charged this like a week and a half ago, and it's still on 61%. Like, that's pretty insane. I don't know what the Apple Watch Ultra is like. I've never tried it. But my SE, I used to have to charge it overnight every night. What's my race calendar looking like? Let me just run you through the year. My next race, I've got the winter run at the end of this month, end of Feb. I don't think I'm going to be going for a PB. I just wanted to do it. I thought it'd be a laugh to do. I always like trying different races out, so I just thought it'd be good fun to do. After that, we have got Lisbon Half Marathon. I'm really excited for this. It's my first time doing a race abroad. Obviously as well, Lisbon, beautiful city. Izzy and I are actually getting married there in June of 2026. Really excited for that. Also, a few of the lads from work are running it. Jordan, Matt, and a few of Jordan's mates from home, so it should be a good little group. I'm going to try and go for a PB. I definitely will PB, I think. Touch wood, all goes well. Want to go out and try and hold on to a 4:30 pace, which could be mental, especially if it's hot. I'll be happy with 1:35. That I would be buzzing with. After Lisbon, we've got the Paris Marathon, obviously. And then after that, London Marathon, 2 weeks after Paris, which is mental, but I'm so excited. And that is going to be just a complete fun run. I'm really excited just to be able to go on the day and just enjoy and take in absolutely everything it has to offer. Both Izzy and I are running together with zero time goal in mind. This is Izzy's first marathon. He wants to have a good time. I want to have a good time because it's my first time experiencing London Marathon. I'm just really excited for the day. After that, Hackney Half at the end of May. I did stupidly pay 75 quid on a ticket last year when I watched Izzy run it and got FOMO. I don't know why I spent 75 quid for a half marathon because that is just a shambolic amount of money. But here we are. And then after that, I've got a really exciting race, which I'm not going to talk about now, but all I'm going to say it's in July and it's overseas and I've never done anything like it before. That's all. That's all I'll leave it at. Very excited for that. I'm probably going to announce what that is March time. Just on this YouTube channel as well, there's going to be some sick content for it, which I'm buzzing with. But that, I think, is the only races I have planned as such. Obviously, other things could pop up. Would absolutely love to do Berlin Marathon. Would absolutely love to do New York Marathon. But I appreciate doing both of those. Is a bit mental. My current running shoe rotation, now that is a banger of a question because shoes are so different for everyone. A shoe could really suit someone and then be the worst thing imaginable for someone else. My current rotation, my everyday trainers, I've got my Hoka Bondi 9s. I'm absolutely loving them. It's like running on pillows. They're brilliant. First ever Hoka like easy trainers I've ever had. Also my New Balance 1080 V14s. Again, another amazing like everyday pair. I did like 270 kilometers in them during my 300k challenge in December. No issues, no injuries with those. I did 20k on the treadmill with them yesterday. Just unreal shoes. Then my tempo trainers, I rotate between my Hoka Match X2s and the Adidas Boston 12s. Both absolutely love them. The Boston 12s, I would say, are a lot more robust in terms of that they feel less responsive, but they're not. With the Hoka ones, the foam's a lot softer, so you really feel the propulsion from the nylon plate. The Boston 12s, if I'm correct in saying, they have carbon rods rather than a full plate. So they're kind of less intense, but also is a good tempo shoe to have. Also as well, Adidas trainers, they just fit like a glove for me. I wear a 10.5 in those, and every other running trainer imaginable, I pretty much wear an 11. So they're more true to size for me. And then race trainers, I'm very, very like unversed with race trainers. I've only worn my Adidas Pro 3s in races. I wore my Match X2s actually when I was pacing Izzy. Adidas Pro 3s, I'm going to try and get the Pro 4s in time for Lisbon. I'm also really keen to try out the Alpha Fly 3. I've heard such mixed things. Like some people say it's the best trainer ever, and then some people say it gives you horrific blisters. So I'm intrigued to see how I find them. What's my motivation at the moment? Only motivation I have really is to just improve my health, improve my fitness, improve my well-being. Because I'm so new to the sport, I almost feel like a bit of a kid again. For me personally, I was quite a sporty kid. Like 3 times a week, 4 times a week was playing sport. You kind of always, like, you're trying to get better as a kid, aren't you? For some reason, as an adult, you sort of lose hobbies. Like you go to football and stuff after school. But when you're an adult, you don't really do that. And I feel like running fills that void a little bit because you're always trying to get better. You're always constantly learning. How I am today is always just like a kind of another starting block almost. So this marathon in Paris is going to be such a great milestone for me in terms of my progression and where I kind of see myself at. And then I'll look back on that in a few years' time and be like, right, well, that's amazing to look at where I was then. Even Manchester last year, my first one, even now I'm looking back on that and thinking, wow, I've come such a long way in such a short period of time. And I think having that as an adult is super important. What is the biggest lesson getting into running has taught you? That's a really good question. I think genuinely, and I said this on the Hercules pod, I'd like to say I've always been an emotionally intelligent person. I've always understood my emotions. I've always understood how to deal with other people's emotions. I used to get quite frustrated and pent up about certain things. Today, I felt in a bit of a shit mood when I came home from work and went out for the run and it just all cleared. Yeah, it just gives you that mental clarity, really. I don't know what it is about running. If you're on your own, then you're just thinking, you're with your own thoughts and you kind of got that headspace. You can't look at your phone because you can't text anyone whilst you're running. You kind of just have to deal with you and your mind for that period of time. Essentially, I feel like I've lost a lot of unnecessary anxieties in my life and been able to deal with my emotions a lot better. Rank your favourite race distances 1, 2 and 3. I'll start at third. I'm going to go with a 10k. Now, 10k is an awful distance to run, especially if you're full sending it. However, it's such a rewarding one if you get it right. Second is going to be marathon. I've only done one, but in terms of the actual distance itself, it's incredibly hard, but the reward's amazing. I'm going to say the best is a half marathon because you can calculate it so much better. I feel like you can rely on your fitness and your planning a lot better. And then also a lot of the time, if you pick a good half marathon, then the course can be amazing. The crowd can be really rewarding and really get you through it. And I think with a marathon, there's a big sort of game of chance involved. Something could go wrong. Any marathon programs you recommend? I don't know if you mean TV programs or documentaries or you mean training programs, but of course I use Runner. You can get 2 weeks free, obviously, if you use my code PRODDY. And Runner have been amazing to me. I've used their programs the whole time I've been running. Super easy to follow. It's just so user friendly. And if you're someone that's quite new to the sport and you can find all the information quite overwhelming, that is their biggest selling point for me. Everything's very palatable. It's there when you need it. If you're feeling a bit sort of lost for kind of motivation, look at your phone, know exactly what run you're doing. It will guide you through it. Perfect. Bosh. Sync straight to your watch. Happy days. What supplements do you use? I saw this question. I thought that's something I've never really spoken about. I don't use any supplements really at the moment. I take magnesium before bed. You could take it in the morning. I just take it out before bed out of habit. I use the Pure Sport one. But I mean, I'm sure there are other great ones as well. And then I just drink a lot of electrolytes, to be honest. I probably have like 2 a day, whether it be in a sachet form or a drink form or something. Usually have one in the morning and then one in the afternoon or evening. Like I'm having my second one of the day now. I did use these for the Manchester Marathon last year. The Cordyceps. These are good at like improving VO2 max. I'll probably use them closer to race day. Oh, the next sub 20 attempt. If you're watching it on the Wednesday night, I'll be attempting it the next morning. I'm doing it on Thursday morning with Hercules, so that'll be in next week's vlog. Do you ever get caught comparing yourself to other runners? Comparison is the thief of joy. That's what they say, isn't it? Of course, everyone compares themselves. I think it's just important what you do with that comparison, because if you're comparing yourself and being toxic with yourself as a result of it, then that's bad. Ultimately, in the day, you're going on your journey. You're the one getting outside and doing it. Don't compare yourself to anyone. Just do your own thing and improve at your own rate. Lola's playing with her toy. Sorry about that noise. What's the benefit of having a watch to track your runs compared to your phone? I mean, if you're able to always get a running watch, it's just chalk and cheese. Calculating it all on your phone doesn't give you a heart rate monitor. It doesn't give you many other stats apart from the speed you're going, which at that point is inaccurate as well. So yeah, if you can get yourself a running watch, they're super helpful, and also they help you understand your pace a lot better. I understand not everyone can get a watch, that's fine, but if you can't, the main thing is you're getting out and running. What's the best way to avoid injuries and how do you warm up? Foam roll, stretch, finding stretches if you've got certain places that get tight, like I get quite tight hamstrings, so making sure I'm stretching out my glutes, stretching out my hamstrings, just all those things that could play into a part of injuring myself. Yeah, just being on top of it. Don't let it get to the point where it's too bad. Just preempt everything. Foam roll even when you don't feel like you need to foam roll. That's the best suggestion. You can always get foam rolls for like £6 off Amazon. Thank you so much for all the questions, and apologies there's no long run content this week. I was unwell. I'm recording this like a few days after I've been ill, but yeah, thank you very much for all the support on these vlogs. I really appreciate it. It means the world to me. I'm loving the fact that everyone's enjoying watching my marathon training. It's sick. It just gives me an extra little incentive as well. People are enjoying it. I'll keep doing the vlogs, and yeah, on that Paris start line, we'll be in good nick. So fingers crossed. all goes well for the next 7 weeks. But look, I'll catch you next week. I'll see you next Wednesday for another video. Take care.